What was it like working with some of the producers that you've worked with? You've worked with Brutal Caesar, Skinny Bones, The Godfather, upon many others, Whiskey Man.
Yep.
You seem to have like that, almost like a niche where you do these albums with producers, just like one-offs, boom, and move
Yep.
on to the next one-off, boom. What's that process like?
Yeah, so that's funny because that whole process is actually starting to kind of get to a point where I'm gonna start working with some of these guys for a second time on like another tape, because I really found I found like a comfort with some of these guys, man. I like working with them, but it usually, honestly, thank God for social media, man. That's either on Instagram or Facebook. You know what I mean? Just usually starts off with people commented on posts or whatever, or be like, "Oh, you're dope, well, shit, I dig your shit too," and then they'll just comment, end up in the messengers, and before you know it, you get a whole beat pack there, man. And I like working with one producer at a time too. I like that. I like sharing the tape with another artist.
I agree. It kind of capsulizes a moment between both of you. It's not really
Yeah,
like
nah,
much
for
of a
sure.
stretch sonically. It doesn't really change momentum. You both kind of know where you're going when you
Hmm.
sit down and do that. And that's
Yep.
really dope that you're coming back around and doing, doubling up with another project. Some of these producers. Can you say who they are?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first one, before I threw on the old soul to my name, I did that. I was just a god before for years. Before I did that, I had quite a few projects, but my man Knuckle Up Productions, or he goes by It's Knuckle Up now. We came out with a joint called Interview with a God back in like 2015 and 16, and we got a little short 5-track EP that's getting mastered right now. I'm hoping to have it out sometime in January. So that's gonna be a joint that ended up coming around, working with someone for a second time. Also, back last year, I did a tape with my man Jack the Rich, who's a Rhode Island cat. He was down with like POW camp with us back in the day and shit. He's a East Providence kid. Uh, we're doing Water for Shadows 2 right now, which was a tape I dropped like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, about that.
And then I got an LP I'm working on. There's multiple producers, but it's pretty much almost everybody I made a tape with got at least one joint on there. So Brutal Caesar, a couple Whiskey Man joints, do Knuckle Up. My man Evil Genius, who I used to have a group False Idol with. So yeah, man. They'll starting to come around. Me and Whiskey Man definitely been talking. Me and Whiskey Man gonna do something else too, hopefully in 2023.
Bet. So how much do you have lined up for 2023? Like after this project, you got another punch set up?
Yep. So yeah, that tape that's getting mastered with its Knuckle Up. I'm waiting to get that back any day now, all finished up and mastered. But the one with my man Jack the Rich, I might have to write one more song, and it's like half recorded pretty much. So probably I'm probably gonna try to drop that by like the end of February, beginning of March, hopefully. And then the LP I was talking about, that's gonna be a little more that I put a lot into that, so you know how that goes, like the recording process and getting all the little pieces together, and it's multi-producers. So if you run into a problem, you can't just go to that one producer to fix it. You gotta
right.
That's another reason working with one dude at a time is dope.
Yeah, it's always one person that you can rely on. You can bounce a lot of shit back off of them back and forth. It's definitely comforting. It's definitely comforting. Yeah. One producer at a time.
They're as invested as you, so
absolutely, it's half you, half them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, as far as putting things together, the brainchild and whatnot.
Yeah, it must be easier to juggle a 2-man team than a 8-man team for a project, or a 5-man team for a project.
I'll say for myself, shout out to K Vinyl. He dealt with a lot of, like, we went back and forth, we bitched, we fought, we bickered, we did it, and then like it kind of just got to a point where he's like, "Fuck it, man, take the keys." You know what I mean? But like, you gotta kind of have that push and pull with that relationship during a full project, and it's definitely a cool process to go through.
No, absolutely, man.